development is easy. Like, I'm gonna be so real with you. I basically doubled the amount of content in my game in the very last week of development. So come with me on this epic journey as I show you exactly how I added a single player mode to my Super Smash Bros. Inspired platform fighter.
Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, what the hell, Isaac? How did it take you until literally 4 weeks before the release of your game to even think about adding a single player mode? And that's exactly the purpose of this video. I'm going to tell you that. So, without further ado, this is... My game had a small issue. There was literally nothing to do in it if you didn't have someone else to play with. To fix this, I came up with 2 potential solutions. Option A was to continue making content for the multiplayer modes that already exist. Option B was to design an entirely new single-player system, complete with enemy AI and a new win condition. Obviously, I chose solution A because it's way easier. Well, that's it, guys. Devlog's over. Time to release Rift Rumble, I guess. Alright, let's be real, I chose option B. You want to see the single player mode? So yeah, I created these neat enemy AIs which simply look for where the player is and check if they're too far away from that player. And if they are too far away, they move closer, and once they get close enough, they attack. This technically allows the enemies to fly, but I'm fine with that because it's cool and makes them more challenging to fight. I also mentioned a new win condition, and that is the successful elimination of all AI enemies from a level. This is a major addition since the enemies aren't considered players, and thus I could not use the normal win condition of checking when only one player was left alive. So, I created a new win condition which checks if all the active enemies are dead before letting the player win. Then, a new reset program moves all the enemies back and resets the map for the next time it appears in the rotation before it picks a random new map to appear. If all that makes no sense, I really don't care, but basically, when you play the single player mode, just kill all the enemies and you'll win. Well, now there's a single player mode. But I still have nowhere that I can show off all of the cool characters or art that I've made, so I sat my ass down and thought up a cool way to show it all off. Instead of just some boring menu for my art gallery, I created another new game mode called Gallery, where I made a little museum area in which is displayed some of the background art I painted for Rift Rumble. I feel like this is a genuinely cool way to show off the artwork that I've made for this game and highlight the unique style which has worked so well for Rift Rumble. Also in this gallery, I put an outdoor area, with each of the 6 fighters displayed in it and a short line of text talking about that character. Now this doesn't add a whole lot to the game, but it really helps to show off all of the effort that went into making it. Honestly, like 90% of the development of this final stretch is just quality of life things. So on top of all the interesting content I've been adding with the single player mode in the gallery, I also had to fix a ton of bugs and issues related to the fighters I added in the last devlog. With all that done though, it was time to begin preparing the demo for release. So I locked in and removed half the content from the game.
You what?
Yeah, I know how that sounds. Like, what on earth, man? You removed half of your game? Well, you see, the game is pretty much finished, so in order for the demo to not be literally the entire game, I had to remove a bunch of content, which I will add back later when I release the full game in just a few weeks. But this way the demo remains an accurate representation of the full game, but doesn't contain all of the content that I want to include in the final project. So what exactly did I remove to make the demo? Well, I removed the classic mode. Honestly, I didn't think it was a great attention catcher because it's too typical. So I left in the planet mode as the attention catcher for the demo. Then I also removed the gallery because the gallery just isn't it yet. It's almost ready. Then, after all of that, I removed Tash Jack and the old. That's right, I removed all the characters I added last devlog. Don't worry though, they will be back in the full release of the game. But to make up for all of the content I removed, I also made 3 new music tracks which will play in the background of the different game modes.
Once I'd made the demo build, I gave it a quick test and then made the trailer, which turned out super good if I'm being honest. You may find the music choice odd, but I was inspired by a song I'd heard on this fantastic playlist my friend found during a road trip. Now, as soon as the demo build was uploaded and the trailer was ready, I re-added all of the content I'd removed to begin preparing the final build of the game. The current plan is to release that full version of Rift Rumble on June 29th, but that might change slightly depending on how Next Fest goes. That's about it though. I haven't done a whole lot of other notable stuff since the last devlog. It's mostly just been polishing and bug fixing and working on that new single player mode. But I think it's time we head back. All of this that I've just shown you is available for you to play right now. Just head over to Steam and download the free demo. It's super fun in both the single player and multiplayer modes. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to keep an eye out for Rift Rumble when it releases in just a few weeks. Now, goodbye and good luck in all your future endeavors.